Hello, Michael from Energiebewegung here. Trust and transform. Recently, I was speaking with one of my students, and he suggested that I share a bit about my travels, adventures, and life experiences. So, I'll be doing a series of short videos on the hero's journey, my journey. I won't be in chronological order, and I hope you find them interesting and informative. So we'll start today with my 17 years in Hawaii. I moved to Hawaii from Fukuoka, Japan, to attend the University of Hawaii. First person I met in Honolulu was Sifu Matsuo. We met at the Whole Foods store near the UH campus and got to talking, and by the end of our conversation, he invited me to attend his inner martial arts classes on Friday nights, where he taught things like Reiki and Mikkyo, and also to his Saturday night classes, where he taught the outer martial arts like Bagua Zan, or Bagua for short. Bagua is kind of like Tai Chi, but it's done in a circle and generates spiral energies. Well, I went to classes with Sifu Matsuo for about 8 years, twice a week, in the Shingon Temple in Honolulu. Through Sifu Matsuo, I got to meet other warrior healers, such as Ray Carbullido, the Dragon Gate lineage holder, the black belt and Reiki master Mitsuoka Sensi, and a Taoist master, Max Christensen. Through these masters, I learned how to cultivate healthy energy movement in the body, get to the roots of trauma in the subconscious and remove that trauma and replace it with higher vibrational energies. One of the first classes I taught when I graduated out of the classes was combat Reiki. Some of my students were physical therapists, and they were releasing trauma from the bodies of their students and taking that energy home with them. So that class was very important to them to separate work from home. I also started teaching Taoist sword form, and my favorite, Bagua and Mikkyo. During that initial time at the Shingon Temple, I was a full-time student at the University of Hawaii, majored in business administration and psychology. Later, I moved from Honolulu to the Big Island, and I was adopted by a Hawaiian family as part of the traditional Hawaiian cultural practice called Hanai. So I learned a lot from Papa and Mama Mahi, and was introduced to many Hawaiian healers, kahunas, and kumus. For example, like Uncle George Naope, Kumu Etua Lopez, Kumu Keala Ching. Papa Mahi taught me how to talk or communicate with things that we usually think of as inanimate, like large rocks. I learned about the Hawaiian Chant by going on a cultural exchange to New Zealand with Kumu Keala Ching, and from Kumu Alva, I learned how to use the chant to step into things like mango trees or people as a direct way to learn more about them. Later, I and some Hawaiian friends formed Ho'omana Hawaii. Ho'omana means to make energy. A cooperative that we used to share and teach Ho'oponopono with the teachers, teaching assistants, and students in some of the charter schools on the Big Island. In the schools where we taught Ho'oponopono, the play yard bullying went down and the grades went up. I also attended the Advanced neurodynamics course in neurolinguistic programming and was certified a Master NLP practitioner and Master Hypnosis practitioner in Kona, Hawaii with Matt James. Oh yeah, and while I lived in Hawaii, I would visit the mainland and learned cranial sacral therapy directly from Dr. John Upledger and Lisa Upledger. This helped increase my sensitivity and intuition and was a different form of the indigenous step into method I had learned from Kumu Alva. I had a nice practice going, helping my clients clearly define their goals in life, identify what in their subconscious was standing in their way of success, remove the negative patterns, replace them with healthy habits and winning mindsets. And then I did a 3-day darkness and silence meditation retreat in a lava tube. I learned a lot from that experience, and it helped prepare me for my next step, which was a 9-day silence and darkness meditation retreat, 300 meters back in a lava tube on the property of a friend of mine, Rick. But I'll tell you more about that in next week's Hero's Journey.